Okay, this is the third of 3 videos on similar triangles. Let me get a drink real quick. Here we go. A couple of examples. This one's actually straight off. Well, I don't know if this is off the ACT or not, but it's a little bit tougher because it deals with a pentagon. A pentagon has 5 sides. A, B, C, D, E is similar to F, G, H, I, J. The order is important because what that means is if I have, there's one pentagon, right? Here's the second pentagon. Okay? If I have one that's called A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, that means the A is first and the F is first. That means those have to be in the same spot. That's what that means. B and G are both the second letter listed, so they have to be in the same spot, and so on and so forth. Here's my 2 pentagons, and I know that the sides that they're similar. That means their angles are the same inside. That means their sides are proportional. AB is 10. CD is 5. FG is 30. What is HI? That's what we're looking for, is that X down at the bottom. Okay, well, once I draw the picture, it becomes pretty clear. This pentagon is apparently 3 times as big as this one, right? 10 became a 30. So 5 is going to become a 15, right? Why is that tough? Because it's a pentagon, okay? If you can take the information and draw a picture, though, you see how easy that's going to become. If I couldn't figure out, by the way, that was 3 times as big, I would say 10 goes to 30, 10 is to 30, as 5 is to X. And there's my equation that I could set up. I'm going to cross multiply 10 times X equals 30 times 5, which is 150. Divide out the 10. X is 15, right? So that's a pretty straightforward problem. Okay? Next one. How about this? Let's solve for X. And by the way, feel free to pause anytime you want to. If triangle UVW and FGH are similar. Well, here, you know what? I'm not going to look at that yet. Here's what I want to do. 2 triangles. UVW, FGH. Let's get everything to line up. I might screw up this picture, but I'm not going to screw up this one, okay? And here's what I know. Solve for X, which is right here, given that information. U to W is 9. Let's transfer it over to the easy picture. W to V is 12. On here, H to F is 21. G to H is 4X plus 16. Okay, you know what? We don't need this picture anymore. Let's zoom in on the easy picture that we just figured out, okay? 9 becomes a 21. So I have a 9 to 21 ratio between the 2 triangles. 9 is to 21 as 12 is to this stuff, right? And we did some problems like this in our ratios from proportions homework. All this means is when we cross multiply, we're going to have some distributive property. So beware for the distributive property. On one side, we're going to have 9 times 4X plus 16. On the other side, we're going to have 21 times 12, which is 252. Okay? 9 times 4, so I'm going to distribute this out. That becomes 36X plus 9 times 16 is 144. That's equal to 252. Let's subtract the 144. So 36X is equal to 108. And let's divide out the 36. That should give me 3. It does. X is 3. Right? So just a little bit more complicated. But you know what made this problem really easy? Redrawing the triangles. And notice, if I don't even want to look at the diagram. You know how I redrew the triangles? I used this. Use that statement right there to redraw triangles before you even look at the complicated diagram. You'll be happy you did. Last one. And then we're done. This is one straight off the ACT, except I didn't make it multiple choice. The length of sides of one triangle are 8, 10, and 12. So 8, 10, and 12. What is the perimeter of a similar triangle whose longest side is 4? Okay, well, if I drew obviously it's going to be a smaller triangle, right? It's similar, that means it has the same angles but corresponding sides, proportional sides. The longest side is going to have to be this one, right? Because if it's similar, it's going to have to correspond to the 4. Okay, well, Could we figure out what the other sides are? What did I have to do? Let's see, it's a 12 to 4 ratio. Or I could say, if I'm going to go from little to big, it's a 4 to 12 ratio, right? That's 1/3. Oh, okay, wait a second. 4/12 is 1/3. That means everything was multiplied by 3 in order to get here. Okay, well, that means that this is dividing by 3 to go the opposite direction, right? 12 divided by 3 is 4. That means 8 divided by 3 gets me this side. That's 8/3, let's call it. And 10 divided by 3 is going to get me this side. So now I know the 3 side lengths. I know they're fractions, but don't worry about it, okay? The question now here is, what is the perimeter? How do I find the perimeter of a shape? I add up all the sides. So the perimeter of the little triangle is going to be the addition, the sum of 4 plus 8/3 plus 10/3. Okay, and I know that sounds awful, but when you add those up on your calculator, you're going to find out that these two add up to 18/3, and 18 over 3 is just 6. Those two add up to 6, so it's 4 plus 6. It's 10 inches. Okay, not as bad as it sounded, right? So that would be a multiple choice question on the actual ACT. Did it without multiple choice for this one. Okay, that would be a type 2, type 3 problem for what we see on our test in our honors geometry class. All right, that's enough of the videos. Hopefully this made sense. Be prepared to turn in your notes and stuff whenever you come in and work on some problems